Okay. Test. So you're going to ask us some questions?
He's impressed with the range and caliber of the proposals thus far. That's what you said.
Yes. I'm still impressed.
With the sixth proposal.
So I guess we got to start at the beginning, which is how did we begin this process towards small schools? I remember we were looking into SLC grants.
We actually got a $50,000 planning grant
right.
from the feds to do SLC research.
And what year was that?
I think
that
it was 03. Is my
Yeah,
recollection.
I want to say that. Yeah, it was before
Yeah.
we even went to do anything with visits or anything.
And we actually used some of the money to do some of the trips that eventually led to us going up to Tacoma and Lewis and Clark. And there were all these schools there that had been invited to come to a meeting. And we heard a presentation. I think Bob Perlman was there. And some of the other sort of nationwide folks were there to present information about it. And part of the, well, I mean, that's kind of the first time OSSI was in the picture. And my recollection was that after that presentation, there was a lot of processing that occurred immediately after it about whether we should go for this or not go for it. And one thing I remember really, really clearly was you were against it, big time against it. And
Yay for against!
yeah, said it would never work, and even if we did it, we'd have to dump it a couple of years later. And that we actually arranged then for a trip of some crucial people to go up to Seattle-Tacoma area and see 3 or 4 schools up there that had converted.
Then seeing the Tacoma School of the Arts
was incredible.
Right.
To see a small school where the kids were just so excited to be in their school, and they just it was so different than school looked like to me. I just walking into that building, I was like, wow, this is possible. We have to do this. We can't not take this opportunity and do this for kids.
Right.
So there's probably a bunch of memories I've got, but the one that's standing out to me most is, for a while here in Ideas, we did Saturday school. So on Saturdays we would open the school up for students to come in and get some work done on projects or something that was due. And when we first thought of this, we thought of like Breakfast Club and like how terrible it would be to make kids have to come after school or come on a weekend. But I remember one Saturday school when we must have had like 50 or 60 students, and these kids weren't kids who were there because we forced them to come. They were there because they had a project due and they were working together in groups and they were preparing for a presentation. And it was so cool to see that the small schools were working, that a community was being built, and that students were taking time out of their weekend to come and get schoolwork done. It made me pretty proud.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Creating a really cool unit where the students had a chance to create their own original newscast script, a short mini play for Romeo and Juliet. And their performances have been delightful. It's neat to see students who are timid or reluctant to speak in front of students feel inspired and creative.
When, as a team, everyone started to truly get what arts integration was and is, and the possibilities of arts integration for achieving higher student success. And so the other side of that on the student side is when you see students getting it, whatever it is, in the learning process. And because you approached it through the lens of the arts and it appealed to their style of learning. I routinely have students say to me, I never got such good grades in English class.
And the assemblies we used to have by each small school. I remember when I was in arts, I really enjoyed, especially since I did film club stuff, we always had like a new video for the assemblies. So anything from a man eating a muffin off the floor to random kind of screaming to lots of really silly things, but it really kind of brought a sense of community that each small school had. And since there's only, so many kids, that was something I really enjoyed.
I always enjoy our end of the year hike up Spencer Butte. I always find it to be really symbolic of some of the things we've gone through, the challenges, and also how we have to persevere eventually to get up to the top together as a group. And it's great that over the years that I think I can only remember one student not making it up to the top. So I will certainly miss that, but hopefully we can continue that tradition in the future.
Alright guys, welcome to my world. Subject of the day is to say hi as best I can. Standing out here in the middle of concrete bunkers. And to congratulate you guys on an incredible year and incredible achievement in moving forward with small schools. I really wish I could have been there this year. In this time when you guys are finishing up the school year, and I know there's a lot of chaos still, graduation and moving classrooms, reestablishing things, having to rewrite curriculum. It's exciting too, and I'm so jealous that I'm not able to be there and to see what you guys are doing and to participate and to really, have a new school. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity, and I know that it's hard to see that sometimes. I know that it's an incredible amount of work, an incredible amount of time and energy and effort. At the same time, you think about how little time you actually have in your life to recreate and reinvent, make something the way that you really want it to be. So I'm insanely jealous. And meanwhile, I stand over here. I think a lot about you guys. I think about you guys all the time. People know not to ask me about school when they put a quarter in me and I start talking about school and I don't shut up. How proud I am of you guys and how awesome I think small schools are. So they just know not to mention that in my presence. And I really look forward to coming back next year and seeing all of your hard work and trying to find my place after this is all done. I really miss you guys. And have an excellent end of the school year, you guys, and an excellent summer. When I came back, that was, I was teaching 2 classes, and then I had to sit and doll and be like a cop. And so both Anna and Stuart are like, just make sure they're not on their cell phones. I'm like, really?
That's your job.
Wow. Collect cell phones. All right, whatever.
That explains a lot about your class today.
Yeah.
Your hate of cell phones.
Oh my God. It was awesome.
Oh.
I think for me, it was the first time that I really truly believed that all kids could be successful, and we proved it multiple times. So, the couple of years that I had a chance to really go through with a senior class, you made sure every senior made it, and it was personal if they didn't make it. And I don't think all administrators have had that opportunity to know that falls on your shoulders. If that student isn't graduating, isn't moving forward, the problem doesn't lie with the student, it lies with those people working with the kid. And, it was really, the last year I was there, I know this doesn't happen all the time, but every senior graduated.
Okay, how many senior projects have you written?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
That was the year that I did 30 of them.
The most exciting thing for me about North Eugene moving forward is having all students will be engaged in IB curriculum for language arts and social studies, and I think that's an amazing opportunity for the students here. I also think it's a great opportunity for all kids to have access to IB elective courses, and I think that overall it's going to be academically great for this school.
That we're, in a way, just starting from scratch. And I guess coming from the math perspective, we're not really doing a whole lot different except moving. We're moving to a different location. So I'm excited to be in a different location and to be surrounded by all my colleagues in the math department. I think I'm just excited to see what comes out of the pairs of teachers who will be working in language arts and social studies, to see what carries forth from the small schools, like all the different ideas that came out of being in that model, and how we'll continue using a lot of those things in what we move forward with.
Across the board, we can have a more specific focus on language arts and social studies and integration. And yeah, I like my colleagues there, so I think it'll be great.
Not next year. So I figure 2013, 2014 is going to be an awful year. We're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's not going to feel good. We're trying to take on too many things all at once. So the excitement I have about the future is the year 2014, 2015, when we correct all the mistakes that we're going to make next year as we try to put the school back together again, and we grieve the things we've lost and try to get excited about new things, but it won't be next year. It'll be the year after.
The chance to work with new colleagues, one of the things that was always concerning about small schools was like, hey, those are the IHS teachers, and I never got a chance to talk to them, like, ever. So now that we're all going to be in about the same area and we'll be teaching the same curriculum and getting to talk to each other, it's a chance to get to know new teachers, get to know new kids.
I am excited about ending some of the, I don't know, the cliques or the stereotypes or some of the misconceptions that come from small schools. I think small was great and it created community, but it also created divisions, and I think some of those divisions have been harmful. So I'm excited about moving towards a more unified school.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, Stefan.
That time may change me.